Alright, so today we're going to look at doing some salvage in 324.1. I'm going to take a look through here. I usually prefer to go with some of the newer ships. That way you can actually get systems off them and not just weapons. But I'm also looking for something that's close by. So preferably, since I'm at Art Corp, preferably something near Arc L1 or L2. As I said, keep in mind the newer ships, you can usually get the systems off, theoretically. I think we still can't grab size 3. But anything medium or small you should be able to get. Do not grab the systems on the upper part of the vulture. Otherwise, the vulture will actually jump away from where you're at. You'll have to EVA back to your ship. Alright, we'll go for this 300i. Give it a try. As you saw, it's 20 grand now for the 300i. It used to be like a 2 or 5,000 mission. Alright, that worked out pretty good. Didn't even have to set a jump. And you can pretty much do the missions and just be like, I want to get there as fast as I can and be done. Or you can actually take your time and scan around for panels and stuff while you're going. So I figure I'm not going to get a lot out of the 300i. So I was actually trying to find some panels, but that didn't seem to be going too well. So we'll just go ahead and hurry up and get there. Alright, again, same as usual. Although when I'm out in space doing salvage, I'll wait till I get to about 5K. and slow down. I haven't actually done any panels yet, but I heard they've actually cut down on the amount of RMC you get for them. Alright, and then if you want to actually get systems or weapons or anything like that, you typically have to unlock the ports. So I usually do that before I actually scrape it. Alright, looks like we have some gold, some iron, some scrap, and processed food. So, but the only thing I'd probably take is probably the gold. The iron might be useful later, but it isn't so far. Alright, we'll get rotated around here, strip off the guns and so forth. So helmet check. Alright, we'll go ahead and get in here and get it unlocked. See, some of these are already unlocked, some aren't. So if you want to take the guns or systems off of it, you pretty much have to do it. Just to be on the safe side. There we go. You can also do right alt K when heading over the doors to just try to get the cargo, get that gold. Alright, well, we'll give it a try here, but it looks like we got the bug where it's not letting it come off. Seems to be on the 300i mainly. I know a few people that have had problems getting cargo off them. It's like the cargo grid on it just doesn't want to let go. Yep, that wasn't it. Yep, I guess it's not letting go. Drifting a little bit. Alright. Let's try the other side. Nope. Alright, let's grab some weapons. Grab the Panthers. Don't forget the cannon at the front. Yeah, well, I think it's a shredder if I remember right. And for all the more RMC and construction materials you get out of here, you can grab the weapons and still have enough room for everything between the cargo grid and your bumper. Once you start getting in some of the bigger ships, obviously it doesn't work as well. Alright, let's go grab the punt gun. Grab the missiles, but they're not really worth much unless you need them. Man, does not want to let go of that box. Alright. There's, as you can see, it hasn't gotten redone yet, so there's nothing. No systems or anything you can access. Grab that shredder. Yeah, sorry, got a little background noise. Make some room here just in case we get enough to matter. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing scraped and chewed up. Figure guns are probably anywhere from about 2 to 4K a piece. So, not enough to actually make it worthwhile. Or to pay for the contract anyway, so you still got to do the scraping and the disintegrate. Whoops. Apparently I should say beware where you at. The upside to having the tractor beam now. Alright, see about doing some scraping here. And doesn't look like that's gonna happen. That would be the other bug with the 300i. Yep, not getting any RMC off it. This one might be a bust. Should still be able to chew it up. that fixed or take it out of the rotation, one of the two. Well, I guess let me actually get the cargo lift. I can get a little bit out of it anyway. Not even, nope, I guess that actually, with what I already had in there, it made it one. Alright. See if it'll actually let me fracture it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to. Alright, nothing the little thing there. So it actually does complete the mission now when you fracture it. Didn't used to. Alright, for those of you who don't know, it's left alt W will actually switch to fracture. And then you can right click to go to on your mouse to go to disintegrate. And then you go alt S, left alt S to go back to your scrape your head. And the closer you get, the higher the percentage. You can get a little bit of a bonus. If you're too far away, you get a negative. Usually not a whole lot on a small ship. Let's see if the gold. Yeah, it's probably not. It's probably food. But we'll check. All right. Scanner wouldn't let me scan, so we'll see what it is. Pretty sure it's processed food usually. Yep. For some reason the gold disappears when you fracture. Go figure. Alright, so we know what we could on that one. Let's go ahead and see about grabbing a different mission. Show you something that'll work. So it kind of defaults now to showing you your history when you bring it up. Here you can see the top one, you can see the 300i. The Vulture I did previously. Alright, let's see what we got. Here we go. Her L5 is not too far. We can go there. Do a quick check, make sure there's nothing closer. So I prefer the new ships because you can get the systems out of it. They're not worth a fortune either, but every little bit it counts, and the systems don't take as much space as guns. trick there. It's not letting you actually search for something. Just type something, then back it out, and then it should bring up the list. You can actually type stuff in. Just a little glitch. Alright, and obviously I've shortened these jumps so you don't have to sit through the whole thing. Alright. So basically you jump to the Lagrange point and jump to the station and then go to your salvage claim. Again, you can look for panels if you want. Panels are a good way to make the salvage missions a little more profitable if you can find them. Obviously the whole point being is there's only RMC in the panels. There's no construction materials to be had. Alright. Let's go ahead and get there and get this done. So the idea today is to get a salvage run in or two and then take it back and actually sell it and all that. Obviously, if I can, I'd like to find some systems to sell as well. Now, it used to be you would actually salvage the systems or the guns, and they would need to be repaired first. Not sure if that's necessarily always the case now. I didn't really see a lot of value difference between like ones I already had in my inventory and ones I salvaged. Just to show you what I was talking about earlier, I will try to salvage the systems up on the main deck rather than just the ones in the cargo hold. That way you can see the jump. Usually jumps a couple 100K away. Alright, looks like we do actually have some other stuff. Again, I'll probably just get the gold. None of the other stuff's worth much. I like to back up to it. You get kind of straightened out. So we can just drop stuff right in the cargo hold. Obviously, I'm not going to grab the guns off this just because they're not worth much. Probably not the salvage ends either. Although that might change in the future. Salvage heads that typically come with it don't sell for a lot. I think like 500, maybe 1,000. Kind of got to weigh the space stuff takes as compared to being able to put more RMC or even construction material. So my general rule of thumb is if it's not at least worth as much as construction material, then I usually don't worry about it. And the Badgers just don't sell for much. I'm just pretty sure they don't even sell for 1,000 a piece. I think they're like 500 or something. And we'll go ahead and get the rest of this stuff out of here, out of the way. Just so it'll make it easier to get the systems out. Just kind of push them away and then let them go. Let them drift away. We'll keep this one. Obviously, it's worth about 7.5, 8K. So that's worth holding on to. Alright, so that's all of that out of there. Let's go ahead and go after some systems. Always gotta check, you never know. Someday they may put it in there where there's actually RMC available. And I mean, I'm not above taking some free RMC. Let's go ahead and see if we can repair, just for shits and grins. I'm pretty sure you gotta have some actual RMC, or one of the little canisters, which I just happen to have. And it's B to switch back and forth between modes on the salvage gun. So you can either salvage or repair. You'll see me kind of wishy-washy here because I forgot that until later. Yes, just for those of you that don't know, most of the time I record these videos and then I do a voiceover after the fact. Alright, so we can't repair. So apparently they're wearing 0. They're not any good. But we're still going to pull them. Try the big one. I didn't bring any RMC or material to fix with that. So we'll just go ahead and get this out and pull them out. Now these should snap to the grid, but you have to be kind of close. Ooh. And it glitched. Oh, there it is. All right, there we go. Snap the grid. Let's go ahead and grab the other shield. Bulwarks ain't worth much, but I mean it is free money. They're small enough that you can move them out of the way and still have enough room for RMC and construction mats. No, it doesn't seem to want to snap. Yep, there we go. Yep, yeah, it looked like they snapped together. Yeah, it's not gonna be another spot. Yeah, they'll work the bug out eventually. Hopefully that'll still be there later. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure we got everything down here. Can't do anything with the fuel tank. All those other ones are no good. Yep, nothing. Alright, so that's it down here. Just a shield. Up top you should have the coolers, the power supplies, and the quantum drive. Sorry about that. Got a little cough. Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's not even gonna let me pull the quantum drive. That's no an issue. That may be why the ship's jumping. It looks like it's actually grabbing the ship when I'm trying to grab that. Alright, that's just storage. Nothing there. Here's the other components here, the coolers and the power supply. So we got fortitudes and thermax. Alright. Yeah, that one glitched out. And another one. No, we can get the coolers anyway. Just drop them down here. And of course, got too close. Alright, well, it's already down there now. Alright, there we go. Of course. Tank doors. And there you go. Ship's gone. Yep, there it is. Like I said, a couple 100K away. Let's go ahead and stabilize this so it's not still moving. We'll just go ahead and go get the vulture and come back and scrape it. Call it a day. I think I already lost the one cooler. I guess it's not gay. It's just meters. So it's not too horrible. A few minutes you can get back to your ship. Look at that. Fortitude. We'll take that. Since we're on the way anyway. Something better than nothing. I don't know that we're going to do much with a fortitude power supply, but it's got to be worth something. Kind of looking forward to the day when they actually make it so you can repair the modules and actually get more value for them. At least that's the hope anyway. Kind of set yourself up with a one of the new ships. Drawing a blank here. I own one. The Ironclad. The Ironclad with the garage and the repair area. Able to repair some components maybe. Alright. We're going to call that one a day on the components and just go scrape it. Just in case it starts drifting or something, I don't want to lose the RMC. Since that's going to be worth more than the systems anyway. Alright, let's go scrape it. Yeah, scraping it works pretty well. I haven't run into any issues scraping vultures or the cutter or any of the newer ships. So far, the only one I've really had an issue with was that 300i, and that's a repeatable issue. So it's already been reported and confirmed. And yes, for those of you who were wondering, I have depth perception issues, which is why sometimes you'll see me actually hit the ship with the vulture salvage heads. Alright, let's get this scraped. I think that 300 item might be just a little bit overpriced. Considering even after munching it, I only had about 3 more SCU of construction materials. So, smaller ships like the Arrow, you're really not even going to get a full SCU of RMC or construction mats. Just so you know, they're starter missions for a reason. You have to do a bunch of them to actually make it pay. I think it works out to 0.7, 0.8, something like that, or just under 1. So I mean, theoretically, if you string a couple arrows together just to get the missions done. But at that point, right now, you only have to do like 1, and then you can do the next level. Did have in 324.1, I had a problem where salvage missions weren't showing up. And a buddy of mine shared the starter arrowhead mission, or the arrow mission. And then after I did that, then they started showing up again. But since we try to do pretty much all forms of gameplay, especially industrial, I figured we needed to get a salvage video in. And there's just something calm and peaceful about it. I mean, theoretically, pirates can come after you, but you are within range of the station, so that helps. And it will actually shoot missiles at them. Not that it'll do any good, but I haven't had too many cases of people coming after me when I'm doing salvage missions. Unless you're doing the shady ones. that should be that for the side. Let's get the other side now. They gave me, yeah, right around 2 for that side. I haven't actually tried selling from the ship, so that'll be on the list to do at some point. Like I said, just something relaxing about salvage. Don't really have to do a lot other than move around a little bit. Some people use the gimbal. I prefer to just move the whole ship. It's easier. And in my experience, the gimbal's glitch here and there. But, I mean, some people use them without any issues. I'm just not one of them. And since I got the BKBs, it's a lot easier. Just move around a little bit. Can't say enough about those for the price. I mean, obviously they're not Vorpals, but on the same side of Burples. But they didn't cost anywhere near as much either. I think I paid a couple hundred a piece, roughly something like that. I think like 300-400 for the set. So if you're going to be playing Star Citadel a lot, it's definitely a worthwhile investment. And I mean, compared to what we pay for ships, it's not much. Unless you're one of those who goes with just a starter ship, which is perfectly fine. I'm just not that patient. Unfortunately, I don't get to play as much as I used to due to work and so forth. So I go ahead and pick up the ships I want. And eventually, when some of them are, so like the Atlas, for example, I might keep one. I've got 2 currently, but once they're available in game, I'll probably use one as a token. May even use both. Got a little background noise there. All right, let's go ahead and get some disintegration going here. And you can see to the left, you see the little -19, whatever it is. That means you're too far away. I mean, you still get it, but you lose a little bit. If you move closer, it goes down once you get to a certain range. Kind of maxes out at -19. If you get close enough, you can even make it go positive up to about, I think the highest I've seen is +5. And it does actually tell you how big the pieces are. So there's that. And it will actually tell you when you're getting too close. Like if it won't fit like that, which means you need to go back and unload some from the buffer so you got enough room. So, which is what we'll do. I'll back up just a little bit just so I don't hit it. Then we'll go ahead and unload some out of the buffer. We'll start with the RMC. Might have to move some stuff around first. Yeah, change to 5 for the utility. All right, let's go ahead and move this out of the way. All right, there we go. Now let's try it. There we go. And it does have the continuous output. So you just have to click a little checkbox on the bottom of the screen and it'll keep going until it's empty. Keep that in mind now, because it'll keep trying to go even if your grid's full. I mean, obviously, once there's something in the way, it won't kick anything out, but... Alright, let's get some of this construction material out. Well, maybe not. Maybe we got enough room. Alright, there we go. Let's see, obviously we get a little closer. Gets rid of that negative. Goes to 0. If you get a little closer yet, it'll actually take it to the positive. However, you might run into the item. Alright. That should be it for that. Let's look around, see if we got anything else. Every little bit counts. Had a comment where somebody said they couldn't hear over the game sounds, so I tried adjusting the volume a little bit. So if it's a little too loud now, let me know. All right. Go ahead and head back to Area 18. Keep in mind, RMC sells at the TDD. Construction materials sell at the admin office, which as you're looking at the TDD in Area 18, it's to your left in that building that Center Mass is in. It's like right at the top of the stairs or where the terminals are. All right. That's a new thing in 324. You got to jump to the planet. Even when you're at Virginia Point, you got to jump to the planet before you can jump to Area 18. It's kind of silly, but they did what they did. Usually I do all my recording when the family's not home. We had a busy weekend, so I wasn't able to get this done then. So unfortunately, they're both upstairs. So, well, not unfortunately. I mean, I'm glad they're there, but video-wise, it's unfortunate. Alright. Get that on the ground and get in the hangar. And get this unloaded. Look for the lights. So you know where the starport is now. Quick note, last I checked, if you actually jump to OM3 and then jump down to Area 18, it will still bring you in right over the spaceport. Alright, where are we at here? I guess we gotta get below the clouds. Look for the little flashing lights that go up in a line from the spaceport. You can also look for other ships taking off. A couple of different ways to do it. It's obviously a lot easier to do at night now, ironically, since the lights stick out more. They stand out in the darkness, not so much in the daytime. There we go. There's the light. Again, same as any other time. Just stay in nav mode. Obviously, if there's pirates around and so forth, you don't want to do that. You want to get out of town. But you're coming in for a landing, it's fine to stay in nav mode. I was really hoping not to have this be too long, but being the first salvage video for 324.1, it's running a little long. Obviously, it's going to tell you that because now your hangar is not a safe zone. You can actually draw weapons in there now. I haven't seen where other people try to land in it or anything, but I guess theoretically they could. It'll tell them they're trespassing and probably kick them out at some point. I haven't actually looked to see. I'm unfortunately restricted to one elevator right now because I tried to do the ore bags in the elevator and it got stuck. So now my front elevator, where I usually come in at, isn't working. Basically tells me it's obstructed. And that's been, what, probably about a month now. Yep, I guess it's not going to let me repair or refuel. Nope. Okay. Alright. Keep in mind when you're landing, if you're landing near the elevator like I did, try to keep it within the pad itself. That way you don't have to move it again when you go to lower it or store it. But I'll jump out of here. We'll get the Atlas fired up, get everything moved. Because I have to get the elevator anyway. So might as well get the Atlas and play with it. And it is easier. It's got a longer range. And not as much scrolling. Alright. Jump in here. Love it or hate it, mechs are in the game. And again, it's one of those things. If you're doing cargo or moving a lot of stuff, then it's probably worth the 35, 40 bucks or whatever. If you're not doing those things, then probably not. But just that right there makes it worth it. Unfortunately, I wish they made this work a little better, so you don't have to be so close with these. Apparently I should have parked a little closer, because now I can't see the other one. But I can get the weapons. And again, depending on how you park, usually I do it in line with the hangar landing pad. And then I only have to go stand out there and move at a 90 as compared to 180 I'm doing now. But it's still not too bad. And it still be scrolling. Alright, let's see if I can get these shields. There we go. You're gonna need to work on that. It's not really showing me the outline on the grid. That is one thing with the Atlas, so you have to have the outline. That has nowhere to put it. Now, obviously, if I was just using a tractor beam without the Atlas, I could probably just scroll out till it's in there and then drop it in there. And again, you don't really run this thing, but it does move a little faster when you hold shift down, the lift shift. And of course, crates are no problem. You can see those just fine, which, I mean, that's what it was designed for, so it better work. Alright, so 1 gold, 3 RMC. And then we'll have to go jump out, hit the button, get all the construction materials out. And we'll try to sell it all. It's kind of a start to finish type thing. It'll make the video a little longer, but at least this way, if you haven't done salvage before, you can see the whole process. And we'll basically just use a tractor beam. We'll get it out and put it on the grid, and then we'll go jump back in the Atlas. That way we can keep it auto ejecting. And of course, the Vulture only does one SCU, so it is what it is. One of these days, when I get enough people together, maybe we'll do the reclaimer, so you can see how that works. Yeah, there's one of the dogs. Must be a leaf blowing. Alright, and I'm getting ready to go back to work. Maybe if it's still in PTU, maybe I'll do a video on some of the new features, the new HUD and so forth. And that's why we record normally when nobody's home. Alright, that looks like everything. Got a little bit left. Not enough to eject. Let's go ahead and jump back in the Atlas and get this moved. And we'll go sell it. And as time consuming as this is, it's even slower with a tractor beam. Alright, 2 more after this. Almost done. Alright, then we'll go park it. Get the ship stored, get the cargo dropped. Alright. Here's all the components, all the cargo. Send it down, get it stored, get the ship stored, then we'll go sell. And there it is. weapons. And I have it all set to shield booth right now. Forgot to uncheck the containers. There you go, fortitude. And as you can see, there's no real difference between ones that are already in there and the ones you put in there from the freight manager anyway. All works. Fortitude. All right. All right, let's move it on. Don't really need to close the door or anything. It'll do it automatically when it comes out again.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Ship stored.
Please visit us again.
Just a habit I like to store before I leave. Obviously, if you're planning on going back out, then you probably don't need to do that. Then you're probably also not leaving the hangar to sell stuff then. Alright. So jump on the tram. Get over and get some stuff sold. Probably should have cut some of this out too. Would have saved a little time, but too late now. So you'll just have to ride along with me.
Now arriving.
Alright. Let's go sell stuff. Alright, we'll hit the TDD first, then we'll hit the admin terminals, and then we'll look at the weapons. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily sell too many of them. Gotta hold on to some stuff to get my arms dealership going. Obviously not going to show anything because I'm not selling from there. And there's the light bulb moment. There we go. Alright, so you can tell I got some of my mining stuff in here too. So we'll just go ahead and sell some of that too. Obviously, if you're just interested in the amount of money, you probably don't want to sell Quantanium at Area 18. Probably go to like Microtech Doors, and it's a couple thousand more per your SCU. Alright. This is since they came out with the different crate sizes, they're making it now so you have to pretty much sell each one. Although I think you can actually select all of it. So RMC, there we go. Yeah, we'll hold on to that for now. It's not worth much anyway. And that's just a glitch. So construction materials can't be sold here. Obviously, there's some in there from prior trips. And obviously, the industrial gameplay does pay pretty well, depending on what you're doing, mining wise and salvage wise. Alright. We'll make that mistake again. Here we go. Sell it all. So, obviously, not worth much anymore. Most of this is. Don't really need to sell that. Okay. So that is all of the cargo. Now let's look at some of the weapons. Oh, yeah. Other side.
Bye.
Don't know what I was thinking there. So there you go, center mass. Alright. And obviously this is all categories. So let's just go with guns. Alright. I haven't really noticed too much of a difference price-wise when you're selling, whether it's weapons you already had or weapons you salvage. They seem to be right around the same price right now. So like there's the Panthers, most of them are selling at 1.4K, regardless of whether you actually bought them or salvaged them. Alright, let's go look at the systems. Don't know that I'm going to actually sell them right now, but you can see what they're worth anyway.
Take care.
Obviously for this, we're going to go to Dumpers Depot. While we're on our way there, if just so I don't forget, obviously you can subscribe if you want to be notified when there's new content. Like the videos, comments, if you have anything you want me to know, so forth. Alright. Let's go with power plants. Nope, shields. So there's the bulwarks. Already had some, so you can actually see they're pretty much the same price. Those were the ones I took off my Vulture originally. So, power plant. One of the port 2s was from previously, but it's worth 4.2K. So I mean, it's worth getting if you can get it. It's not as valuable as RMC, but it's worth more than construction materials. Again, if you got any questions, let me know. Have a good one.